Grace, singer, and Islandnet Services.
Sagicor, building trust for generations.
Celebrating 55 years.
The time by Sagicor is
7 o'clock.
Tonight in CVM News at 7, turning laws into real protection for victims of sexual harassment. Empowerment coach urges women not to focus on age at midlife, but to focus on their well-being. Government and opposition continue to zoom in on housing on their political campaigns. There's Inspired Jamaica, while in sports, Jamaica's 4x100 men's relay team qualifies for Tokyo World Championships. Hello from Kingston, Jamaica. This is CVM News at 7 for Saturday, July 19, 2025. I am Curlin Brown. Victims of sexual harassment are being assured their voices will be heard and they will have great support in securing justice for the offences against them. This assurance is considered to be a meaningful stride in the journey toward a fairer and safer Jamaica for all. As we hear in this report, through official appointments, the Sexual Harassment Act will be more recognized if applied and upheld across the island.
Today we say, you do not have to be silent anymore. Help is here. The law is here. And justice is here.
18 authorized officers have been designated to perform duties under the Sexual Harassment Protection Prevention Act 2021. They are charged to ensure that the law is not just known, but properly utilized and to make sure no complainant is turned away or is discouraged.
These officers are trained in sexual harassment investigation techniques and are poised to receive complaints, offer guidance, and ensure that cases are properly referred for investigation. You are the first point of help for many people who want to speak up but may not know where to turn.
In the meantime, 14 tribunal members have been sworn in to serve on that body that will hear and rule on related cases across the country. The appointments are described as practical, necessary, and extremely important. For the gender minister, it signifies that laws are being turned into real protection for victims.
The tribunal, the secretariat, the authorized officers, the sexual harassment investigative officers, and the human resource professionals will work seamlessly as a system that is designed to work. A system that says, we will no longer ignore sexual harassment.
The laws under the Sexual Harassment Act are gender neutral and as such offers protection for both men and women. For CVM News, I'm Damon Phillips.
The Constabulary Communication Network, CCN, has activated an Ananda alert for a 15-year-old girl of a Kingston address. 15-year-old Nicola Robinson has been reported missing by her mother, Cassandra Reed, who lives on Wild Street. CVM News saw Miss Reed at the Central Police Station, where she went to seek help, as her daughter has not been seen since Wednesday, July 16. The CCN describes the teenager as dark in complexion, slim build, and about 165 centimeters or 5 feet 5 inches tall. Additionally, Nicola was last seen at home at about 3 p.m. dressed in a red blouse and jeans shorts. Now, if you know of Nicola Robinson's whereabouts, please call the nearest police station or the Central Village Police specifically on 876-922 8860 or the police 119 emergency number. As Jamaica continues to grapple with the realities of an aging population, an international speaker and women's empowerment coach is urging those in midlife to take back their power. Lorna Blake, who recently visited Jamaica, says it's time for women to stop putting themselves last. Here's more from Angela Melville.
Aging population and its effects. Women, who often serve as the backbone of families, are being called to shift focus inward. Jamaican-born global speaker and women's empowerment coach Lorna Blake says many women in their 40s and 50s are caught in cycles of caregiving and responsibility, often to their own detriment.
Women in their 40s, very often they're sandwiched between taking care of children, taking care of aging parents, they're the caregivers in the community, the churches, and so on. And they're always at the bottom of the list. They're never actually on their own priority list.
Blake says there are common threads that link many women's experiences to unresolved trauma, societal expectations, and self-doubt, and these need to be addressed head-on.
We are faced with, I'm going to say, psychological, social, emotional things that when they're not addressed, they become chronic stuff.
She's now challenging local media houses to do more by amplifying women's voices.
Media can help by giving voice to more of the stories of people reinventing themselves. There are informal situations. You do human interest, bringing on more of the stories of people who've done things in their later years, for example.
As Jamaica ages, experts like Blake say investing in the empowerment of middle-aged women isn't just personal, it's national, as when women thrive, families and communities do too. Angela Melville, CVM News.
Local Government Minister Desmond McKenzie was in Portland at the start of the weekend to officially open a drop-in centre and night shelter for homeless individuals in the parish. And while he lauded the work being done for the indigent, he also explains other plans for the parish.
To not just be safe, but also to rest their heads was the main reason for the drop-in centre and night shelter for the homeless in Portland. And the ribbon cutting was the clearest indication yet that a commitment that was made has materialized.
And so today, this facility will facilitate both male and female. It will have all the necessary services, doctors, all the necessary things that are required. And I want to urge the people of Port Antonio to support it. The business community, whatever you have, you give it. If it's stale food, don't bring it. But we will welcome any assistance whatsoever.
But while he expressed the need for continued assistance to indigents in the parish, the local government minister did not mince words, especially to family members who abandoned their loved ones with little or no regard, not wanting to take on their expenses. He pointed out that hospitals have been affected and the local government ministry through centres have had to play its part.
And over the last 2.5 years into 3 years, our infirmaries have taken more than 300 abandoned cases from our hospitals. And that is just a drop in the bucket. There has to be a greater appreciation and respect for family. You can't love them when they were young and doing good things that you benefit from. And now because they're getting old, you dump them on the government.
The local government minister, while calling on corporate entities and others to play their part in helping out, encouraged them to focus on the development that has been happening and to not be distracted.
I urge my fellow friends here in Portland, not to get carried away by any Anansi stories, but to stay focused on what is important in making your parish develop. And you have seen already what we can do and what we will continue to do. I urge you to choose wisely, choose Jamaica, and choose to continue on the road of prosperity.
Marjorie Gordon, CVM News.
And the Minister of Local Government informs the steps are being made to mitigate the effects of the drought-like conditions currently affecting sections of the country. He was speaking to residents in northeast Manchester during a tour of several communities. The local government minister, who is also the Jamaica Labour Party's deputy leader, spoke to members of the constituency after examining the needs of some of the people and offering solutions.
Drought is really hampering the country right now. And we had released some funds to the Manchester Municipal Corporation just this week for the trucking of water. I'll be making some announcements late next week as to what we'll be doing through local government to provide assistance for the parishes that are really badly affected by drought conditions. So the government have been responding. Over 350 million already have been allocated through the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation. I have allocated some $10 million to Portland yesterday, and over the last couple of days we have released about some $31 million, and we'll be tapping up that as we go along.
And now we take that break. Stay with us.
When you charge your electric vehicle with JPS, it's even more affordable than gas. Our Charge and Go network offers the fastest electric vehicle chargers, so you can power up in as little as 30 minutes. With over 39 charging points island-wide, you'll always find a convenient place to shop, eat, work, or relax while you recharge. The Charge Lab app and Charge and Go RFID card make it easy to pay and track your charge right from your phone. Start charge. Learn more at JPS.
Lyrically gifted and unapologetic about his craft, this artist beautifully fuses his influence from rap, hip-hop, reggae, and all things in between. This is Kabaka Pyramid.
My hip-hop name was Ronnie P. Clarks, you know. I don't know what the P
now
mean.
Stand for pyramid.
Yeah.
Hey!
When we discover auto-tune, my word, what a savior. Auto-tune make me turn an artist, you know. Anybody will tell you so them find themselves, them lost, because it's a constant journey of growth and evolution.
A word.
I would have literally do a football talk show.
You
tomorrow.
would be good at it though. You
100%.
would be, because your takes are actually good. Now sometimes,
I think so. But
I mean, your team might be trash.
Odyssey with Yendi, brought to you by Grace, singer and Island at
Welcome back. Over 100 entrepreneurs from Kingston, St. Catherine and Clarendon have received special grants to boost their small businesses. The initiative forms part of the Social Development Commission's Local Economic Development Support Program, LEDSP. Raymond Morrison has more.
100 micro-business owners, including single mothers and persons living with disabilities, now have a new lease on economic opportunities because of a special entrepreneurship grant issued through the Social Development Commission SDC's Local Economic Development Support Program. The grants were presented during a ceremony at the Ministry of Local Government and Community Development in Kingston this week. Among the 100 recipients this year is Tara Clark, who started with a stall and is now building a shop.
I started with a stall first, and from 6 months go on, I buy a container after, and from there, business start grow. But you have to look ups and downs still. You have your children to go to school and so you know, say you have to take it from the business and so. Well, I'm so happy for the grant, and I'm going to develop my shop more.
Minister of Local Government Desmond McKenzie hailed the program as a game changer, saying it has empowered hundreds of Jamaicans to become masters of their own destiny.
And none of you inside here dreamt that you would one day be masters of your own destiny, doing the things that you want, the way that you want, when you want. And so this government has provided the resources. We have contributed to the reduction in unemployment because of programs such as this, where thousands of young people, not just young, middle-aged people, from small communities have been able to join the band of many Jamaicans who have gained employment, meaningful.
Meanwhile, Education, Skills and Youth Minister Senator Dana Morris-Dixon says the grants form part of a wider push by the government to deliver economic freedom to grassroots communities.
We have to do more. We have to do more for those who need it the most. And today is really that example, and that is why I am so happy to be here, where we're looking at grassroots development, the development of our people who really need this assistance.
The Social Development Commission says its aim is to build self-sustaining communities through entrepreneurship. The program uses a community-first approach, with nominations coming from MPs, civil society groups, and local stakeholders to target those most in need. Raymond Morrison, CVM News.
The People's National Party has highlighted a raft of plans to benefit residents of Eastern Hanover if the party forms the next government. As we hear in this report, the party officials zoomed in, promising to source $1 billion for those struggling to make down payments on securing a home.
Because I am all over Jamaica. Every day virtually I'm on the road, pressing the flesh, talking to people, and I know what the Jamaican people want to see. And they want to see the back of this government, and they want change.
That said, the party leader made their intent clear, not just to those in attendance in Sandy Bay in Eastern Hanover. He said they want to build a strong, resilient economy for the people of Jamaica, where all citizens can actually enjoy any growth being experienced on the national scale.
My principal role as Prime Minister in terms of day-to-day activity will be to look at the bureaucracy of this country and make it more efficient, to make it less costly, to make it less burdensome for what to do with it, and to ensure that investors coming to Jamaica get the right treatment so that they will invest their money and create high value added jobs so our people can get wealthy in this country and don't have to run away to other lands to seek hope. There will be hope right here in the land of their birth.
Tell your neighbors about it. Tell your children that are in university that within their 20s they can afford a home.
In the meantime, Andrea Perkis, the PNP caretaker for the Sandy Bay Division in Eastern Hanover, appealed to the young professionals by making the assurance that home ownership will be easier under their administration.
$500,000 will be made available to you once you're under 35. But it doesn't mean that the deposit is always 500,000. It is 800,000. You at least have a start and you find it 300,000.
This, according to the caretaker, would appease some residents who have been lamenting serious difficulty in meeting the financial requirements.
$1 billion will be set aside for young people to get that money from. So when my party leader presents something, he tells you where it is coming from.
Safety concerns raised about the state of the Woodsville Bridge as residents are expressing fear in using it. For the caretaker, areas of neglect in the constituency are telltale signs of the loss of potential earnings for some communities.
I want to tell you that Mark Jefferson Golden will ensure that the people of Woodsville can benefit again from tourism dollar, something that is not trickling down to the average man. So he will help me to fix the bridge in Woodsville so we can reopen people. So the farmers in Woodsville can benefit.
Damon Phillips, CVM News.
And still in Hanover, over 600 houses are being built for hotel workers and their families as part of what Prime Minister Andrew Holness calls inclusive growth. He was speaking at the official installation of J.P. Lennox Anderson Jackson as the new Custos Rotularium for Hanover. The ceremony, which took place at the Rosse's High School, was led by Governor General Sir Patrick Allen. The Prime Minister also highlighted efforts to improve water access in rural communities. Zor Grant has the details.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness has announced that some of the 600 homes currently being constructed for hotel workers and their families have been completed. This, he says, reflect true inclusive growth.
Over 600 homes are being built near the Palladium site to house hospitality workers and their families. At the Princess Resort, which officially opened in December 2024, 500 staff housing units are already operational.
Dr. Holness was speaking at Rosse's High School in Lucy at the installation of Lennox Anderson Jackson as custos for the parish of Hanover. The Prime Minister also highlighted efforts to improve water access in the parish, measures aimed at strengthening agriculture and improving daily life for residents.
We have also made a priority of improving access to potable water. The expansion of the Lucy water supply system and the replacement of aging pipelines in rural communities are improving both reliability and quality. These investments are improving the quality of life, improving hygiene and unlocking agricultural productivity.
Meanwhile, Custos Anderson Jackson said that the moment wasn't his alone, but belonged to everyone who has supported him along the way.
What better place to mark this significant milestone in my life than right here on the vibrant and historic grounds of the Rosse's High School. This moment is not mine only. It belongs to my family. It belongs to my friends. It belongs to Rosse's. It belongs to Middlesex, my birthplace.
Angela Melville, CVM News.
Internationally now, tension continues to rise between Brazil and the United States over tariffs and a high-stakes prosecution. More from Al Jazeera.
U.S. President Donald Trump has imposed tariffs on friend and foe alike. He says he's trying to make trade relationships more fair. But when it comes to Brazil, there's a political edge. He's tied the levies directly to what he says is the unfair prosecution of former President Jair Bolsonaro.
He loves the country, and he fought hard for those people, and they want to put him in jail. And I think that's a witch hunt, and I think it's very unfortunate. And nobody's happy with what Brazil is doing, because Bolsonaro was a respected president.
President Trump is proposing a tariff of 50% on Brazil, far higher than on most other nations. He's also placing travel bans on members of the judiciary. Brazil's current president, Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva, accuses the U.S. of interfering in domestic politics.
What happened was an unacceptable blackmail in the form of threats to Brazilian institutions. Trying to interfere in Brazilian justice is a serious attack on national sovereignty.
Bolsonaro took office in January 2019, but lost his bid for re-election in 2022 to Lula da Silva. He refused to concede defeat. Outbreaks of violence followed, and his supporters stormed federal buildings in early 2023. Bolsonaro was later accused of plotting a coup to overturn the election results. He denies this, saying the vote was stolen and his prosecution is a witch hunt.
There's nothing concrete there. The federal police themselves didn't pin me on January the 8th. The Attorney General's office went beyond what it saw in the investigation. There's no proof of anything. A coup on a Sunday. A coup without armed forces, without weapons.
On Friday, police raided Bolsonaro's home in Brasilia. The Supreme Court has ordered him to wear an ankle monitor and barred him from contact with foreign embassies. Brazil's justice system appears unlikely to bend to President Trump's will, raising the prospect of a lasting rift between the US and Latin America's biggest economy.
Now, not everyone is able to see the world in ways most never will. That's how a teenager summarizes her ability to visualize what she feels from a place of darkness. This is Inspire Jamaica.
Reach out and touch somebody's hand. Make this world a better place if you can.
What's up? This is Christopher Martin, and I want to make sure I make this video congratulating these young authors. Listen, man, your accomplishments, all that you've done, all that you've been through to reach this stage is definitely a big deal. So I want to make special mention to Alania Johnson of Holy Childhood High School, and I hear that you're visually impaired, so you know that the odds were stacked against you and you delivered. Love you. Big deal business, that's it.
Just escort her slowly, and everybody please put your hands together for our next author who's coming, sharing 2 to 3 minutes of her experience and her book.
Before I start, I want to say a very special thank you and shout out to my one and only mother.
I feel great about it because from a long time she said she wanted to write a book. So now it come to pass, and I'm very proud of her, but I wish her father was here to enjoy it too.
So yeah, Beyond the Eyes, Finding Light in the Dark is about me as a visually impaired person, finding light in the dark, facing different challenges in the world, like for example, being bullied, facing that and thriving, not letting that be, my downfall, having confidence and all of that good stuff. Stories about losing my dad.
On the chapter In Memory of My Dad, among the reflections from then 6-year-old Alana, she writes on October 4, 2014, before leaving out for work, my dad said, "My daughter, see you later, and remember, I love you." She returned the sentiment, and they parted with a hug. Unfortunately, soon after, my mom got a not-so-pleasant call. Now, Inspire Jamaica remembers when Mrs. Winsome Johnson was on her feet, and also her husband and Alana's father, Alan Johnson, beamed with pride.
My problem is I don't want to waste her days, because the talent that she has, remember me and tell her.
You're here for her, and you'll always... I know she's your princess. She's all, very special to you.
Yes, my only child.
So, like she says, finding light
in the dark.
So I want to say a very big thank you to Miss Marcia Brown Robinson, my bad, because of her, I was able to actually put my words into an amazing story. Even sometimes when I would get tired, I'd have to think out of my brain. I'm like, where's the story? Like, where is it? But she made me she made me achieve this. So without her, I could not have, did what I did.
Of course, I have to single out Alana, your interaction with this visually impaired child and the book that she has produced.
We are proud of all the students who have come out and put out their work and shared it with us. But there is a deep sense of